Hi, it's Katie. Are you excited for another weekend of fun serving in Harvest Kids? I know I am. I'm sure your hand is up really high too right now. Let's go ahead and take a quick second or a few minutes and walk through our lesson. We are learning about Jesus pursuing the lost coin and the lost sheep. So those two parables. And the big idea is that Jesus pursues the lost and rejoices when they turn to him. We're looking at Luke 15, 3 through 10, and our key verse is there is joy in heaven over one sinner who turns away from sin. Luke 15:10. So if you guys can gather at 9:30, I almost said 10:30, that would be very late. Come at 9:30. We'll gather in our Harvest Kids volunteer room right next to the Harvest Kids check-in counter. I've got some treats. I'll have some warm drinks there for you and your family, whoever you drag along with you to church on Sunday morning. And we'll just take a second to gather and prepare for the morning. So we start with connection time. I have that was my backpack. I have a foam craft for the kids, so we can just have that going if they want that, or there's always Lego board games. And then, so we get started. We have our Journey Today show. We have worship time, and then we go into reflect and respond stations. They can do those in small groups if you want to have them break out first. I spent a lot of time this weekend cleaning the theater, so we have more space. It's not perfect, but we're getting better. And then when we go into our groups, we do our ABCs, application activity, Bible memory activity, and cool prayer activity. So for our application activity, it's called hide and seek. This one might be a little tougher to get some of the older kids to buy in. So if you're leading an older group, feel free to modify this. But anyway, there's sheets of paper and they look like different cutout versions of little kids. They're like cartoony kind of drawing, stick figure-ish. So cut one out per person. There's 5 different people to choose from. So you can hide them around in your group space, and then give each kid in the group a pair of scissors. They cut out the person, tell half the group to hide, then half the group to cover their eyes. There's not a ton of spaces where we really want them hiding pieces of paper, so maybe it's even more fun if they like close their eyes and play hot and cold to get towards where their paper is. And so then when they finish finding, then reverse roles. So if they were a hider, now they're a seeker. And then you sit down in front with the person that they found in front of them. And you're going to say, what was the big thing we learned about Jesus in our story today? It was that he goes after looking for the lost. Right. He cares about lost people. So people who don't have a friendship with him. If lost people matter to God, they should matter to us too. Right? Yeah. And then have the kids think about one person they know who doesn't know Jesus and doesn't have a friendship with Jesus. Tell them to write that person's name on their paper person. They can even decorate the paper person if they want. The paper people are colored, so I don't know how much you could do that, but you could try. And then as a group, while they're coloring, maybe talk about some ways that you can help those people become followers of Jesus. Tell the kids to use the cutouts as a reminder to pray for that person or that friend to have a friendship with Jesus over the next week. They get to take it home. Then for Bible memory, this is kind of fun. So we have 2 different versions. So for older kids, review the verse a few times and then lay out some Post-its and have them put one word of the verse on each of the Post-it. And then they're going to post them to the wall, I guess. Or, oh wait, no, you lay them on the floor upside down, and then they pick one, and then they have to run to the wall and put the Post-it word up, but then they have to put it in order. So you can time them, see how fast they could do it. I think that sounds really fun. Do a few rounds, see if they can beat their previous time. And then at the end, a question for discussion is sort of, how does this verse make you feel? And what can we learn from this verse? And then an option for younger kids, this one is like on the Post-its. So you'd write the verse probably on the dry erase board in the middle of the room. And then you instead on, it says butcher paper, but oh no, we're using the whiteboard for the verse. And then Post-its, for the letters, and then they cover the letters with the Post-its. So, yeah, I think that's how it works. That's how it makes sense to me. And then again, how does this verse make you feel, and what can we learn from this verse? So then for our cool prayer activity, if you're reading the official Go curriculum, it says Skittles. If you're reading the Katie Mendoza Google version, it says Fruit Loop prayers. So we're going to use Fruit Loops. They're the Aldi brand, so they have no food dye, no artificial coloring, which a few of our kids can't have. So that's why we made the modification, so that I think pretty much everyone should be able to have these. I don't think they're gluten-free or corn-free, so I'm not sure. Okay, so each color represents an object. So the kids pick out 5 Fruit Loops from the bowl. They're going to share based on the color. So if they have a purple Fruit Loop, it's what's something you're thankful to God for. If it's red, what's something you need God's help with. And green, who do you know that doesn't go to church or doesn't know Jesus? And then once you guys have kind of had some of those conversations and gotten some of those prayer requests out, they can eat their Fruit Loop. And then after opening and group prayer, you can give the kids the opportunity to pray. A lot of them do like to take that opportunity. When they're finished praying, go ahead and close them back up. And then I added something about the mission project for Guatemala. I just thought maybe that could be something we could just discuss in our small groups. And you could talk about how is it going? Has anyone found a creative way to help raise money for Guatemala? I know some people last week baked things and put them for sale at the coffee counter, so that was pretty cool. I heard some of their stories too, but I don't remember any of them at this point in time. So talk about them in small group. We also have a Guatemalan flag we can highlight in the classroom. There's a fact sheet that we copied and we couldn't find it, but we found it. So you could give that out as something they could take home. I just want to keep it in the forefront of their mind so they don't forget. And then that's it. That's the morning. So we go back into our checkout activities, and if you could just help get the kids to pick up, straighten the chairs, just as a reminder, the Spanish church is coming in right after us, and it's just a really good way I think we can be good hosts and help the kids to remember it's not just about us having fun in that room. So I am excited that you're serving this weekend. I'm praying for you. I think we're gonna have a great weekend. If you have any questions, please reach out, and I will see you soon. Bye.